Good afternoon, everyone. It's Tuesday. I'm going to post this Wednesday. So I wanted to come on because I haven't been on in a hot minute, not since Saturday. Thank you for everyone who tuned in to my live stream of my pattern unboxing. It was kind of interesting. It was a little nerve-wracking, but it was interesting. I wanted to come on and talk about what my next projects are. I haven't really been, I wanted to sew Sunday afternoon. Instead, I got really entrenched in kind of triaging the patterns I got. I might even make a video about how I triage patterns. But I wanted to come on and talk about what my next plans are, what my next ideas are. So I'm just going to keep making basically summer dresses. So this is the next dress I'm going to make. And I am going to make this view right here, B, and I'll show you the line drawings. Line drawings for B are on the back. And I'm going to start with this fabric. Remember this fabric I got? I'm going to start with this one. The reason I'm going to start with this one, even though it's quite a pretty fabric, I have a lot of it. 6 yards, actually a little over 6 yards. I'm going to wash this, and I'm going to start with this one because then I can kind of get the kinks out of this pattern before I go to the next one, which is this fabric, which I only have about 5.5 yards of. Remember this, how beautiful it is? This fabric, because I only have the 5.5 yards of it, I really want to make sure that I have got this pattern figured out, especially because, again, this is a collar. Little nervous about the collar, but here's something really interesting. Apparently, the woman who I bought that the pattern haul from was a home economics teacher. And for you younger viewers, this is what we used to call mimeograph. This was before copiers. Okay, so this is way back. Mimeograph, it was this kind of weird carbon paper, and it went on a barrel. And then there were a bunch of, and you couldn't do photos. You could only do something like this, like a line drawing. And you would type up what you wanted on the carbon, and you put the carbon onto this machine. And I think there was like some kind of fluid or something. It's been a long time. And you would run off mimeographs. And that's how we got stuff like this that were handouts from our teachers, and how we got quizzes and all kinds of handout like that. And I haven't seen an actual mimeographed copy of something in forever. And the smell of the mimeograph stuff, people used to say that if you sniffed it, it would make you high. So when you would get like a pop quiz from the mimeograph, everybody in the class would go, and they'd smell the mimeograph fluid to like kind of get high, because we were Gen X and kind of a lost generation, you know. But this was just so amazing to me that this was stuffed into a pattern. And when I was checking the patterns, it was stuffed in there. And I'm going to keep it because it's amazing. They're like all of the glossary of terms, how to actually sew. I love this. How to sew a collar. Like, it's like that time that I was doing the sleeves, and then after I got done, I found the sleeve book at Goodwill. Like, really? After all that trouble with the collar, I find a mimeograph, set of instructions from a home economics teacher on how to sew a collar. I was like, oh man, that's crazy. So anyway, these fabrics are getting ready to go into the washing machine. Again, I'm doing this one with these. So in this bin, I don't know if anybody else does this. This is a bin. It's a very, very old storage bin, and it was for your pantyhose. Actually, it was for your stockings. My mom told me it was like, you had to have your stockings in something so they didn't get ripped and torn and snagged on other stuff. So you used to have these like bins you could buy at the lingerie store, because there used to be lingerie stores before Victoria's Secret way back in the day. And this bin she had forever, and the lid had gotten cracked, so I threw the lid away. But the bin itself was in kind of great shape. You see, it's just like, don't know who it's made by. There's no name on it. And it's like a really heavy, hard plastic. It's very well made. So I do this thing. I don't know if anybody else does this. I look at the fabrics. I get an idea of what I want to make out of which fabrics. and then I start the process. So right now I'm going to do this pattern. So this pattern was sitting in here, and this is on the floor now. I'm going to wash this fabric for that first pattern. And the next one I'm going to do is going to be also view B, this view right here. I'll show you the back so you can see it, view B. And I am going to start with this. Remember this, guys? These were the sheets that I bought where I ended up, I thought I was getting one big sheet, but I got the whole set of sheets. And this, oh, I forgot to mention, this pattern requires 4 yards of fabric, and this pattern requires, for my size, like 3 1/4. So I have more than enough with the sheet. So I'm going to make this. I'm going to kind of practice on the sheet. It's going to be a mock-up because I'm working up to this fabric, which I've showed you guys before. I love this fabric. I have 4 yards of it. I just love it. This is another weird thing I do. If there's a notion I know I'm going to use, like I know I'm going to use these buttons for this shirt dress, right? Shirt waist dress. I absolutely put the notions in there with it so that they're all together. So those are my plans. We'll see. We have, after Memorial Day, Monday, we have 12 days of school left. And I am just, am I counting down? Me and the kids, we're all counting down. We can hardly wait for this school year to end. It's been a really super weird school year. They're really tired. It's already getting really hot. The buses don't have air conditioning. I don't think the elementary school has air conditioning. I think the high school does, but I don't think the elementary school does. So yeah, we're all ready, you know. I'll have a lot more time. I promise, I really do promise I'll do some more sewing videos. The reason you haven't seen the blue and white dress, and the reason I'm practicing on other fabrics before I make these dresses out of the fabrics I love, is because the blue and white dress, even though I follow the directions, does not fit me in the bust. It should. It's supposed to be like 45 inches and I'm a 44. Does not fit me in the bust. I think part of it is because I had to mess around with that collar so much because I couldn't get that collar in correctly, and because I didn't have the mimeograph yet. But I think in trying to put that collar in just kind of the way I knew how to put a collar in, instead of the way that was directed in the horrible directions that apparently nobody can follow, because I told you about all the women out on the internet that were like, we can't figure this out, right? I actually can't use this dress unless I lose weight or get a minimizer bra or something. I don't know. I mean, I'm hoping I'll lose some weight and it'll fit me, but I hate to sew like that. I like to sew things that I can actually wear tomorrow if I, you know, as soon as I'm done sewing them. So I don't like to sew for when I lose 10 pounds or some crap like that. So anyway, those are my sewing plans for June. I hope you guys are having a good day. If you like this video, like, subscribe, please comment, and thank you to everybody that joined me on Saturday night. And until the next video, I hope everybody's great. And please leave me comments. I love comments, and I will see you all soon. Bye. Stay well.